This is Woody from Obadiah's. We're looking at a Elmyra Oval, a very traditional cast iron stove, kind of not necessarily even all cast iron, partial sheet metal, various parts are different things. So very interesting stove. This is what Grandma probably cooked on, something very similar to this. The construction of the stove. These are your cooking trivets. They're cast iron. Castings are very thin. They're well cast. They're well made. There's your firebox. It's got a grate in the bottom. There's some fire brick, and the firebox is fairly large. Feeding it was a little bit of a trick. You can't get very big wood in it, but overall, to bake on and cook on, they normally had another stove that was your heating stove. So the key is, if you're buying a cook stove and it's just a cook stove and you want it to look really nice, this is the kind of cook stove you want. It's a great cook stove and it's very pretty. It's pretty much what Grandma had. It's a brand new old cook stove. So instead of getting a antique stove that has either been rebuilt and cost a fortune, and there's nothing wrong with that, if you can get an original cook stove, they're worth a lot of money. They're very beautiful, and there's some great people that do that. Antique Stoves is one of them. Ed, great guy. The other guys are Stowe Black Richardson and his daughter Sarah. They're into the old cook stoves and good time stoves. Good people. They specialize in old antique stoves. So this is a reproduction old antique stove. And you start looking at how it's made. It's cast iron doors. This is your draft door you would open to get the fire going. It blows the air in. There's a large ash pan. You probably can't see very well. I'm sorry about the lighting. The stove itself is sheet metal with cast iron bolted to it. So the body of the stove is not, it's just sheet metal. So the stove's not super heavy, so it's easier to move. However, if you're using it to heat with 24/7, probably not a good idea. It's a cook stove, it's not a heating stove. If you're going to look for something for heating, you may want to look at something that's designed to do that, and that would be the Esse Ironheart. It's a welded steel stove using cast iron components, latest technology. It's actually built robotically, and it's a very high-tech stove. Still looks traditional. You can even get them with the warming ovens on the back of them now. They're pretty cool. You get very miserly on the wood, and you can get large wood in the firebox. 12-hour burns. You only mess with it twice a day. So just some of the differences on cook stoves. Next, we're also going to be bringing in the Flameview. This is a Flameview Cook Stove. Pretty cool. My goal is to do these videos to help folks so they can see what they're getting into when they're buying a cook stove. What's the best stove for you? I sell them all. Doesn't matter to me, if you buy a Flameview or you buy a stove like that, as long as you get what it is that you wanted without knowing what the application is and how they work. A lot of people they're not really able to make an informed decision. So my goal is to help you make that informed decision here, not bashing stoves. So please don't get that impression. This is a Flameview. It is also a bolted together stove. We're going to take it and uncrate it. This is how a Flameview would arrive in a crate, well crated, well packaged, very hard to damage. So it's a good quality company. Margin Stoves is an excellent company. They're Amish. Elmyra, they're Amish, and we got British over here. So These are 3 traditional looking cook stoves. So we're going to burn them side by side, you know, one after the other. I'm going to kind of show you the difference, the features that really make the stoves tick. So this is your introductory video. Stay tuned. Next I'm going to take the crate off of the Flameview and bring it inside. And the object is to lighten the stove up as much as possible, so you know it doesn't take 14 gorillas to move it indoors. We want to get it inside, and we're going to put that stove in there after we remove that stove and put it over here. And I'm going to take the boiler system and I'm going to take that all apart, and I'm going to teach you guys all about the Esse boiler next. There's a whole series on the Esse. If you're interested on the Esse, go to my YouTube channel, Obadiah's Wood Stoves, type in Esse and it'll pull up all the videos that we've done so far on that stove. We've addressed everything, you know, hinges, latches, you name it. So as far as the way that that's installed, also close clearance, or how to reduce clearances to combustibles, all that information is there. So very cool, very excited, want to get this stuff going. Spring has sprung, and this is Woody from Obadiah's, and we were start taking this crate apart. Thank you, goodbye.